Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Uhuru Kenyatta is not a very happy man. Uhuru Kenyatta is angry, and Uhuru Kenyatta is clearly scheming against William Samoei Arap Ruto. And whether Uhuru is going to succeed or not, we can't tell as at now. But there's a general agreement that Uhuru Kenyatta is actually regretting how he managed his succession politics. And yesterday, Uhuru Kenyatta spent his night right here in Kisumu at the home of Right Honorable Raila Odinga, Riat Hills. On Friday, Uhuru Kenyatta spent his night in Game constituency in one of the hotels called Little Game before heading to Magoha's funeral the following day. And because in politics nothing happens out of mere coincidence, I want us to look at Uhuru Kenyatta's 2-day stay in Nyanza. But before we do that, in case you're watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support, because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. And by the way, there's that new channel which we started. I want to thank those who've already subscribed. We are at slightly 360, which is pretty good for the short time. And I'm going to share the link again for those who would want to just see what we are doing there. And if you are impressed, you can actually just subscribe. Let us look at Uhuru Kenyatta's scheme. So why I strongly believe that Uhuru is plotting William Ruto's downfall. Whether it's going to succeed, we can't tell. But of late, William Ruto has done a few things which shocked the entire country. Number one, William Ruto managed to engineer the defection of Jubilee members of parliament, 30 of them, and ODM members of parliament, 9 of them, from Nyanza to Kenya Kwanza. Don't be naive enough to believe that Uhuru and Raila are comfortable that William Ruto can actually just go and raid their members of parliament. And for Uhuru Kenyatta, it's even worse. 30 members of parliament from his own political party, from his backyard, defecting. So Uhuru actually is planning how to counter that. Number two, in the same past few weeks, William Ruto withdrew the security of Uhuru Kenyatta. And in one of my videos, I actually explained to you guys that if you monitored Uhuru Kenyatta's arrival in a Game, it was clear that his security has been scaled down compared to when he made the appearance, when he visited Magoha's home in Nairobi. He had security were enough. And the men in black actually had to take charge of Uhuru Kenyatta's security. And the same past few weeks, William Ruto engineered the debate on tax, Uhuru Kenyatta's family tax evasion. Mama Ngina Kenyatta had to come out to talk. That's an old woman coming out. Of course, strategically, I believe that it was Uhuru Kenyatta's strategy to unleash the mother, who is slightly older enough to be William Ruto's mother, to respond. But the visit, 2-day visit in Nyanza, 2 nights, stay in Nyanza, probably was about scheming. What do you think Uhuru and Raila schemed? Because I observed that some of the photos which I saw Uhuru and I saw Orengo and Uhuru in the morning. I saw some other very credible individuals spending their night at the same hotel where Uhuru was. So probably these guys spent their night scheming. What do you think they were scheming? Number one, I am 100% sure that Uhuru and Raila met to strategize against William Ruto's move to weaken Azimio. You know, William Ruto is now the president of the Republic of Kenya. What William Ruto is doing currently is that he's been scheming on how to reduce Azimio to an ODM outfit. He successfully managed to win the support of close to 30 members of parliament from Jubilee Party. Wiper is still strong because most of Wiper MPs, they fear Kalonzo. But Ruto even engineered the defection of the members of parliament who were elected under Azimio from northern Kenya, if you remember. I think they were the first. He also engineered the defection of most of the independent candidates to support Kenya Kwanza. So as we speak, William Ruto has been working to weaken Azimio. Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga are not sleeping. They are responding. And I'm sure in the next few weeks, we'll be able to see their strategy. Remember, William Ruto even engineered the ouster of Uhuru Kenyatta's allies from Jubilee Party. For me, that was one of the most daring moves by William Samoei Arap Ruto. So how can Uhuru, Raila counter that? They discussed all those for the last 2 nights, and we will be able to see their strategy. Number 2, these gentlemen, I'm 100% sure and certain, discussed Azimio rallies. Why am I certain? Uhuru Kenyatta yesterday, while in Kisumu and Luanda, made it very clear that he's still going to be in politics. So one of the discussions around Azimio rallies is whether Uhuru should attend the rallies or not. And how are those rallies going to be conducted? That is one thing which these guys discussed. And what format are they going to take? Because there's a bit of confusion even within Azimio itself. They don't know what to do, how the rallies are supposed to be fashioned. There are those who feel that the rallies are a bit soft. There are those who believe the rallies should be firebrand. So there's probably they discussed all the strategies about these rallies, what they need to do, what they cannot do, the future, something like that, the funding of the rallies. The other thing which I'm 100% sure, and this have been told, is that these guys discussed the unity of Azimio. William Ruto is keen on dividing Azimio. He's doing everything possible to divide Azimio. Azimio can only stick together if Uhuru and Raila are close. Remember, after William Ruto engineered the ouster of Jeremiah Kioni, there are those who felt that Uhuru Kenyatta is weak and therefore should even resign from Jubilee or even from Azimio. So these guys probably discussed how they can unite against William Ruto. Because if you remove Kalonzo from Azimio, do you think we are going to have Azimio? Or let's say you remove Uhuru. Uhuru, most people are saying Jubilee is finished, but it's okay. But Uhuru is a former president. He has, beyond Mount Kenya, he has support across the country. And he adds that perceptional value. So probably these guys discussed the unity. And you could tell there was Oparanya, there was Eugene Wamalwa, Wajakoya, Kalonzo probably missed, but I tend to think that they discussed the unity. And number 4, which is also very important, rest assured that the intention of Uhuru Kenyatta spending 2 nights in Siaya was a coded message to Kenyans. Uhuru Kenyatta probably sending a message to the mountain that as much as you don't love me, there are people who still love me. I'm not so sure whether Uhuru Kenyatta can comfortably spend his nights in the mountain because those people rejected him. I'm not even so sure whether Uhuru Kenyatta can get off on top of his car and get the kind of reception he got in Luanda, the one he got in Kisumu. So probably it's a coded message to the mountain and again to Kenyans that is still with Raila Odinga. Because at some point there were people who had started speculating that Uhuru Kenyatta has resigned from Jubilee Party, that Uhuru Kenyatta is leaving politics. So all those speculations were there. So by appearing and talking the way he talked, spending his night in Siaya, spending his night in Kisumu, Uhuru is just confirming that he's still going to be around. And lastly, number 5, I think the gentlemen discussed how to undermine Ruto. And I have been informed through credible sources that Raila Odinga is not interested in handshake whatsoever. And I've also been informed that Raila Odinga and Uhuru Kenyatta have decided that for the next 5 years, they are going to make life very difficult for William Ruto. They are also going to make life very difficult for those who are supporting William Samoei Arap Ruto. So basically, they want to keep Ruto busy, according to their strategy, for 5 good years. The fact is, Ruto managed to do that to Uhuru Kenyatta, and therefore he can't complain when they started. And Uhuru Kenyatta is actually on a revenge mission. This guy really frustrated me for 5 years. I'm also going to do the same for 5 good years. Remember, Uhuru has the money. He can use the money. He had the system which he didn't use. Uhuru had the money which he didn't use. And because of the way he's being frustrated and undermined, I think he's now seeing the light. And let me just add that the meeting is also about reviving the fortunes of Azimio. As a matter of fact, Azimio is kind of dead. That is the honest truth. And the fact is, it will take a miracle for Azimio to rise again. And that is what these guys are actually hoping for. Meeting, planning how to revive it, taking advantages of William Ruto's failures, because the fact is, any government in power will always have certain weaknesses. How can they take advantages of those weaknesses and amplify them? I don't know what to think. That's my take. Thank you guys for watching, and may you have a good day. Bye-bye.